Hello everyone, my name is Legendaries and this game is Rise of Civilization. This video is going to be all about Cleopatra. I started a series of Commander Spotlight videos which you can check on my channel, or you can check the playlist. If your favorite commander is not there, it will be there. Right, so Cleopatra. Cleopatra is a legendary commander. She is one of the legendary commander. What is there to know about Cleopatra? She is a great gatherer. Before we get there and talk about her skills and how and where you could use her, I'm just gonna say a couple of things that it's value on all legendary commanders. Now, the first thing on usually that is really recommended on legendary commander is maxing out their first skill. So before you want to go further with your legendary commander, you would like to keep them at 1 star, max out their first skill. After that, proceed further with your legendary commander. The reason it is very expensive to upgrade your legendary commanders. To max out all their skills, it takes 690 legendary sculptures. That is 690. But for the first skill, you only need 50. And you can make your legendary commander very usable in various tasks that you need into the game. Right, the second thing about the legendaries is that upgrade their stars. Now obviously, since she is a gatherer and a support, you're not really going to upgrade her stars, but this is value for other legendary commanders. The amount of stars that you need to max out all her stars, you need about 700. That is correct, about 700. For the fifth one, so 4 to 5, you need about 150, and for 6 to 5 you need about 450. I have videos for that as well. So in total you need a roughly of 700 legendary stars, and I'm talking about the regular stars, not the bundle ones, because you know there are 3 types of stars now for each commander, but I'm talking about the regular one, the very simple ones. Obviously, if you use bundles, you will need way less. Now the next thing, which is also a value for like any commander, not just for the legendary, is the talents. The talents of a commander only work from the main commander. So for example, if you want to use her as a support, she can be a second in command to any other commander because only her skill will work. So talents only work from the main commander but applies to the secondary commander as well. So let me give you an example. You want to use Boudica, which is a nuker with a skill talent path, and you want to put Cleopatra on the second in command. Cleopatra will benefit from the skill path of Boudica, and she will regenerate more rage, and she will use her healing skill much more often. I'm not saying that that is a good combination, I'm just saying that it will work. Right, now that is out of the way. Let's begin. As I mentioned, she is a great gatherer. If we look at her second skill, which I managed to max out, I've done a slightly mistake with her. When I obtained her, I got her to 2nd star, and I focused on maxing out her second skill. Then I realized that it's gonna be too expensive to upgrade her first skill, and I got her to the 3rd skill so I can benefit from some load bonus, and now I'm struggling to upgrade her first skill. So this is why I'm doing this video, so you can learn from my mistakes. Max out her first skill. She is very good in the group fights because she does AoE healing to all your allies or your other groups that are on the battlefield, and we will get there with who she would be best pairing with. So don't do my mistake, which I've done. I got her to 2nd star just to benefit from some gathering, which later on you get a lot of bonus, and it's getting diminished. It's not as useful as it was at the beginning. So I would benefit a lot more now if I had her main skill maxed out. If you want to see her in action, you can also search for my video where I took down the expedition. That would be the best way where you can see Cleopatra in action. Now the only beneficial thing about Cleopatra is her main skill, and that's it. All the other skills, they are for gathering. even this one, which says when she is gathering resources on the resource points. So she gains these bonuses only when she's gathering resources. And the last one, if you ever in the world obtain her expertise, you just gain a lot more resource packs. The easiest way you can obtain her sculptures, there is a regular event which is exactly like the Mightiest Governor event. I'm not sure if it happens every 2 weeks, but pretty much like that. All you have to do is gather resources, kill barbarians, do various tasks into the game, and you'll get some numbers of chests. As high as you get into that rank, with the amount of chests that you get, more sculptures you will get for your Cleopatra. That is the easiest way you can upgrade her skills. So you can see that I'm keep going higher and higher into her skills, and it's becoming more and more expensive for me to upgrade her skills. Now let's talk about her talents, and for that I have done some very nice pictures. Let me see if I have them. No, this is the support one. This is the gathering one, and I will have to take myself out for a second. This is the gathering one, Cleopatra Talents Gathering. On this picture you can see that I've done it with colors, because obviously in the lower levels you will not have enough experience to upgrade all your commanders, but you might summon her, because she is one of the commanders that you can, legendary commanders that you can summon pretty quick, because all you have to do is just do some recharge bundles, and then it grants you some Cleopatra sculptures. So if you are level 10, you have 9 talents, so I've done the picture, I've done the path, it's benefit you to do the gathering, so you get some more wood and food. Then at level 20 you have 19 talent points, so you can gather stone and gold bonus, which is like 30% if I'm correct. Then if you get further with her, is the blue ones, then is the yellow ones, and if you ever get her to level 40 at 4 stars, is the pink ones. Now this is my advice how you should keep Cleopatra. The reason I'm saying that is because there is another support commander, and I will explain about that as well. Because she is a legendary, as I mentioned, legendary are very hard to upgrade. I would not advise to go further with her, further than 4 stars. So keep her at 4 stars, keep her or her talent on the gathering, and use her for gathering. If you want to use her for battle, as long as she is second in command, only her skills work, and that's all you need from her, just the main skill. When you're gonna use her for battle. If you ever want to go that far with your Cleopatra, I have done the support talent pad, and this is the support talent pad that I would advise for her. And obviously it's the same, you do the green first, then you have the red, the blue, and then the yellow, if you ever manage to get her that far into the game. But as I mentioned, this is what I recommend, the gathering one. And this gathering one applies to all the gatherers, so not just her. Any gatherer that you have, it applies to any of them. Alright, so now I'm back in action. Now I was talking that there is another support commander, which is Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc has the same talent pad, same support talent pad. Now if you want to use your Cleopatra for battle, and you want to benefit a lot from her main skill, this is my advice. I would use Joan of Arc, because she is an epic, and she is much more easier to level up. Her skills, talents, and everything, including her level, and Cleopatra as a second in command. And you'll have a maximum support group. But if you want to use this particular group, you should never engage in direct combat. So you should never be the one that takes damage. You should always try to go in or make sure that you don't get targeted. Obviously, by hitting other players you do get damage, but it's not as high as if someone would target you directly. So you need to make sure, if you want to use this particular group, that you don't get targeted. If you use this particular group, you have the maximum support that is available right now into the game. So for example, you can see that once she is maxed out, she does a 4-second buff that increases cavalry, archers, and infantry, either defense, attack, or health. You can check yourself what this particular buff does. Plus, it grants you an additional rage. It has a heal and grants damage to your troops. So Joan of Arc is quite a formidable commander and a great gatherer at the same time. But you have to use the support talent pad, which I just showed you on Cleopatra. You have to use that support talent pad on your Joan of Arc for the reason of Rejuvenate, which grants you 150 rage plus 50 from Joan of Arc. So that is a lot of rage recovery, and you will use these two skills as often as possible. Joan of Arc skill and Cleopatra skill, they do the same AoE buff. So Joan of Arc will do the buff that you just read over here, while Cleopatra will do the healing and the defense bonus to all your allies, all your groups that are in that particular area when they do this particular buff. Now, another way you could actually use your Cleopatra for battle would be, I just mentioned Boudica, if you use her as a second in command to a nuker. So any nuker, which to be more specific is the skill talent pad, but I like to call them nuker because for 4 months they used to be nuker. They got changed like just 2 weeks ago to the skill talent pad. The reason why I'm saying nuker is because of the amount of rage regeneration they obtain. So for example, if they have Rejuvenate, 60% rage. They have this one, it grants more rage. Then Boudica grants more rage regeneration as well. So if you want to group Cleopatra as a second in command, as long as her first skill is maxed out, you can group her with Boudica, but you have to follow the same thing that I just mentioned. Do not engage in direct combat. Do not be the one that's going to take direct damage. That will be very, very bad for your health. You have to be the one that hits from the side. Any other nuker you want to use Cleopatra with is going to work. But preferably the best in slot would be Joan of Arc as main, Cleopatra as second. If you want to get your Cleopatra that high, then she can be a main as well. But as I mentioned, she is a legendary. She is very hard to upgrade and very hard to level. You can see that I'm working with my Joan of Arc. She's at 5-star. And I plan to get her to 6-star to try this support setup, which I was told from various sources that it is very, very good. This is why I'm advising it. The second options would be to use Boudica as main and Cleopatra as second, but that would be only useful for group fights. So that's the only utility where Cleopatra or Joan of Arc would excel the best. And as I mentioned, you can check my expedition video. You can see that I've done level 70 in the expedition. I've done it perfect, 3-star, by using Cleopatra and Joan of Arc. So any other nuker, you want to put Cleopatra as a second in command if you want to benefit from the bonuses of her first skill, so you can group, so you can heal your members or your other groups and buff them with defense bonus. Do not use her on siege. On barbarians is ish. She doesn't have that many bonuses that even for barbarians to benefit you that much, but you can use her for barbarians if you use multiple groups. It's gonna help you, it's gonna heal all the groups. But as I mentioned, her utility is very limited, and preferably just gathering. Group fights, they are very, very rare, and for that particular task she can be a second in command. Alright, so that would be all about Cleopatra. I hope I covered everything. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo, and take care.